Matt, this is a crisis that is being felt in every community in Canada. In Belleville this week, the police chief says it is like carnage. That community had 17 overdose cases in the span of 24 hours, 13 of them within an hour and a half yesterday afternoon. Meanwhile, in Ottawa, the drug supply is getting more dangerous.
Chase misprinted lies, and we face that path of time, and yet I fight, this battle all alone. No one to cry to, no place to call home.
These numbers, like we said, are sombering numbers. Your take, were you expecting it to be this high, the fact that they have tripled?
The past years have been very difficult for people who use drugs, for their families, but every time you see the actual numbers come out, they're so much worse than people anticipate.
Gift of self is raped, and my privacy is raped, and yet I find rape painted in my head. If I can't be my own, I'd feel better dead.
The downside to living in a free country is that people can do really shitty things to themselves, including do drugs. There is this line that gets crossed where people are no longer competent to make their own decisions.
Yeah.
That is very challenging, because if somebody comes into me and they're clearly stoned and they can't even stand up, well, I can keep them in the emergency department or the hospital against their will. Once they're sober enough and they can explain to me, the dividing line when I have to let them go is when they are able to walk and talk.
They did it without engaging the community. They did it without any community input. They did it, actually, the public health department did it without even telling the mayor. They just did it. And then they said, oh yeah, we did this, mayor. And by that time, the mayor was like, oh, well, we'll try it. 11 months later, that site closed. Within that 11 months, when the data came out, less than 1.7% of the people that actually identified as having a substance use disorder were connected to treatment. And there's no data on how many of that 1.7% actually accessed drug treatment. And all of that cost the city $22 million.
Michelle Ferrer here, member of Parliament for Huber Kawartha, and I'm in Tracy, New Brunswick, and this is called the Village of Hope. And I had been recommended to come see this by multiple people living with addictions. It's treatment and recovery, 10-month program. There's around 28 people, men and women, living on site. And what you're seeing behind me, I'm just doing a small video if you're okay with it. And I'm showing these guys right there. Do you see this? They work on site. Very limited supervision. They are building, so all the structures, beautifully made structures. They sit in classroom. They learn about the pillars of what led them to this part of their life. The justice system here in New Brunswick often uses this as a diversion program. But this is the piece that I'm so impressed with. If you guys want to come here and introduce yourselves, they're working and building. They work on site. So all of the stuff you see here at the village, you guys do it, right? The laundry, everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Trey.
Hi, Trey. How you doing?
Carter.
You want to introduce yourself?
Carter.
Carter. Hi, Carter.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Hey, Josh. I think I just saw you guys in classroom,
Yes,
right?
you did.
And so now you're at work. And how would you describe the Village of Hope for you guys?
So, the village has been a total life change for me. Coming, from addiction and almost losing everything, and it's kind of given me the opportunity to rebuild everything back and learn tons of new skills that you can take out to the workforce here, like building this, I didn't have any carpentry experience whatsoever, and this is kind of the product of.
It's amazing. Look at that craftsmanship. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. We're so grateful. I think the message that I would love to send Andrew, who owns this place, said many people are living in a prison without walls in their life, and it's very hard to describe unless you've lived it. But you guys feeling, I didn't get to introduce you, so you can introduce yourself.
Freeman.
So Freeman, how would you describe it here?
It's really good. It's a safe place to work out the root issues of why we chose to escape drugs and alcohol. And I guess for me, I had a relationship with the Lord before and walked away from it. So I know it works. I know that it works if you're following that every day. So I'm trying to get back to it.
Thank you guys for letting me share your story. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for letting us all tour here today and to see what works, because I believe if we tour and we see things that already are in existence and working, we don't have to reinvent the wheel, right?
Absolutely.
So thanks for doing what you're doing. Congratulations. You guys
Thank
you give this the hope that so many people need. They don't know that what they're living isn't permanent, right?
Yeah.
That feeling. And it's not, right? Your stories are the stories that give people hope, right?
Absolutely.
There's something on the other side of today,
Yeah.
right? And it could be a brand new life,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You guys are it. Thanks so much,
you.
guys. Thanks.